I'm Jada with V2FITNESS. That's my microwave going off. I thought I would bring you into my kitchen so that you can see how I prepare my favorite dish, which is, you could probably tell it for me, it's broiled broccoli. Today I'm going to put some string beans in there. I cook it or I broil it with olive oil, a little almond oil, a little Yashuda sauce, which just adds a little bit of tanginess to it. And then I'm going to saute on top of the stove some onions, peppers, mushrooms. Let's see, what else shall I add? And some carrots. Oh, that's going to be delicious. So I thought maybe some of you would like to see how I put this together. I'm not a real chef, so this is an acquired thing that I'm learning. So we're just going to do this together. This is my first recording, so bear with me. I'm going to do this the best that I can. Let's see if I can switch the camera around so you can see what I have. Alright, so I guess I can't flop the camera around, so I'm going to make this part 1, introduction. Part 2, I'll show you what I have laid out before me. Alright, so okay, so right here we have our fresh organic broccoli. Then we have some organic mushrooms, delicious. Then we have our spinach leaves. We have some green and red peppers. We have our onions. We have some organic baby carrots. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to prepare my tray of broccoli. So everything is laid out. I try to keep the heads up on the top so that when I drizzle on the olive oil and the Yashuda sauce, that it soaks into the main part of the broccoli. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm also, let's see, I've also preheated some string beans. These are not organic, so I have done the steam in the bag, so I've steamed them a little less than what it calls for so that they can finish cooking along with the broccoli. Alright, so I'm just going to lay these along the tray with the broccoli. Now, I believe in keeping things simple, so if I weren't putting on the Yashuda sauce, and this is the Yashuda sauce, it's no artificial preservatives, no added MSG, and this will give it a nice sweet and tangy flavor. And again, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit. I'm not going to put too much on there. So that's that. Now, if I weren't using the Yashuda sauce, I would keep it simple by just putting on a little black pepper, and then this is some organic fine sea salt. And let me tell you, sea salt is the best. If you don't have sea salt, Himalayan sea salt is also very good. Alright, there. Now, this is what I'm going to use to drizzle on. This is organic, imported, extra virgin olive oil. And then this is my delicate avocado oil that I'm going to put on. Alright, so now we're just going to get started. Alright, so as you can see, I've prepared my tray and I've now added the string beans, which are half cooked, along with the tray of broccoli. So now I am just going to drizzle the virgin olive oil. I'm going to make sure that it soaks into the heads of the broccoli. I'm going to cover some of the string beans with that. So we're doing just like so. Okay, so we're covering that like so, very lightly. And then I'm going to add a little bit of avocado oil. Now this is healthy fat for you. Just a little bit of that. Good. Now, and I want you to not be afraid to dig your hands in there just to make sure that everything gets covered pretty evenly. All right, so that's that. Hi. Okay, so now I've chopped up some onions, and I'm just gonna put a few of these chopped onions. I don't like to do it up too fine because when the onions are broiled and crisp, I really like the way they taste. I like it to crunch. So I'm just gonna lay that along the platter. There we go. Got our onions. And I think I will also add some pepper. And again, I like to leave it kind of long so that when they too broil, get a nice flavor. All right, so I'm going to put those along the tray. And then to add some color, I'll also add some red pepper and then maybe even a few mushrooms. How's that? Okay, so I've added the red pepper, and now I'm just going to finely chop up some of the mushrooms. So I'm going to saute on top of the stove some mushrooms, onion, and peppers, but I also want this to cook along with the tray of broccoli, just because I think it's a good idea. While I'm thinking of it, you know what else I'm going to add to this? I think I'm going to add some garbanzo beans because they are a good source of protein. All right, so here are our organic garbanzo beans, which again, like I said, are a good source of protein. They have, 7 grams of protein in this. So I've just drained the water off, and I'm going to again lay some out on my platter. I'm going to reapply a little bit more of the olive oil so that it gets to some of the garbanzo beans and to some of the red and green peppers. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've spread the garbanzo beans on, and now I think the last addition that I'll do is I'm going to chop up some carrots and put those also. Now mind you, I have yet to reapply some of the olive oil because I want to make sure that the carrots and the garbanzo beans get covered. Then, as an added treat, I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of pure honey, and then, of course, the yashuda sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to take care of that, and then we will reapply our olive oil, add the honey, and the final step is the yeshua. All right, got that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to very sparingly drizzle on some honey. Again, very sparingly. Not too much. Just so that when you bite in, you may taste a little bit of sweetness. And again, I'm only going to add the sea salt and pepper if I weren't using the yashuda sauce. I like things very simple and with not a lot of flavor. So the yashuda sauce, I'm just going to pour a little bit in the cap, and I'm going to use maybe like 2 capfuls of this. I'm going to drizzle so that it hits the head of the broccoli and soaks in very nicely, making sure to get some of the carrot. I tell you, once this broils and you get it nice and crisp, oh, it's so good. You get like a mouthful of flavor with every bite. Now, while I'm preparing this, the oven is already broiling. It's set on broil, and I put it on high, so it's getting nice and hot. I like to almost charcoal broil my vegetables because I like the crunch. So that I'll do for about 30 minutes. If you don't like it as charcoal broiled as I do, you can probably get away with maybe 20 minutes. So you can judge just by checking periodically. All right, so now my tray, I'll just let you see how that looks. Tray is all set. Isn't that pretty? Broccoli, carrots, onions, garbanzo beans, mushrooms. And now that's ready to go in the oven. And so I will then prepare to saute the rest of the items. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put this tray in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. And then prepare my saute. There. All right. Now let's get everything set for that. So again, I'm going to saute some mushrooms, onions, peppers. I might even throw some carrots in there. And the spinach leaves. Yeah, we got some organic spinach here. That's gonna be the added touch. All right. So I'm gonna get started on that. All right. So to prep my pan for the saute, I'm again using the organic imported extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just gonna put some in to cover the bottom of the pan. Swirl it around a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to set up my stove to high or medium high. About medium high there. Here we go. First thing I'm going to put in are my onions. Okay, so my onions are sauteing here pretty nicely. See? Doing good. Too bad. And then I'm going to add in my green peppers. A moment. So we're going to add in the green peppers. Add in the green peppers. There we go. Did I run out of red peppers? I think we have enough. So we're going to do this. They get nice and sauteed. Somebody said, how could you do that without butter? I think you could do this without butter. You don't need butter. This is going to be nice just the way it is. Alright. Like this. And then I'm going to add in some of my mushrooms. So we're going to add in some mushrooms. And these are half mushrooms. Put those in. It'll be delicious. There we go. Now if I want, I could sprinkle a little sea salt on this topping. But I guarantee it'll be seasoned enough with the Yeshua sauce. Plus you get the natural flavor of the onions and peppers. So it's really not necessary. So I'm just going to let that saute nicely. Isn't that looking good? Yeah, it looks good. Get it a little soft. And the very last thing I'll add in are my spinach leaves. Okay, now see? Doesn't that look delicious? I sure wish you could smell it. Oh, that smells so good. Alright. So now, the next thing I will add in are the spinach leaves. Just thought you'd like to see my face. So I'm going to add in the spinach leaves and then the garbanzo beans. Hopefully you have a view of me because I can't see what I'm looking like. Alright, so here we go. Alright, spinach leaves going in there. There, isn't that nice? There, see that? Alright, I'm just gonna let those get flavored by the onions and peppers. That's nice. Very, very nice. There. There we go. Now these spinach leaves are going to cook down, so you really don't have to worry about, whether you add it too much or too little. See how they're cooking down already? Yeah. And I could actually turn my heat down a little bit now, so I'll turn it down to medium. See? How that looks? Delicious. Okay, it's time to add the garbanzo beans. Just a few. Not too much. And just a drop of the asciutto sauce. There we go. That's it. There now. Look at this. Yum. There. Isn't that delicious? Yeah, that's going to be very good. There we go. Now I'm just going to turn that down to low, and I could actually remove it from the heat. There we go. Nice. Alright. So now, the next thing I will add in are the spinach leaves. Just thought you'd like to see my face. So I'm going to add in the spinach leaves and then the garbanzo beans. Hopefully you have a view of me because I can't see what I'm looking like. Alright, so here we go. Alright, spinach leaves going in there. There, isn't that nice? There, see that? I'm just gonna let those get flavored by the onions and peppers. That's nice. Very, very nice. There we go. Now these spinach leaves are going to cook down, so you really don't have to worry about, whether you add it too much or too little. See how they're cooking down already? Yeah. And I could actually turn my heat down a little bit now, so I'll turn it down to medium. See? How that looks? Delicious. Okay, it's time to add the garbanzo beans. Just a few. Not too much. And just a drop of the asciutto sauce. There we go. That's it. There now. Look at this. Yum. There. Isn't that delicious? Yeah, that's going to be very good. There we go. Now I'm just going to turn that down to low, and I could actually remove it from the heat. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we have, 12 minutes left on the clock, and this is how the veggies look now. As you can see, they're starting to get some crispness. So I've actually turned the heat down a little bit. I've put the broiler on low instead of on high for at least the next 5 minutes, just so that it doesn't get too crisp or too dark. Even though I like it really crisp, but I need it to look pretty for you guys. All right, so I have this prepared in the oven, and I have 11 minutes left on the clock, and my sauteed vegetables are just waiting and keeping warm. Okay, so here is our completed tray of broccoli, onions, peppers, mushrooms, garbanzo beans, and carrots. And now I'm just going to lay it out on a plate. And here are my sauteed vegetables. I'm just going to put that on top. And then our dinner will be served. So I'll have my brain food. And now I will be able to study with a nice, healthy, full stomach. Okay. And voila, here is our completed meal. Now, had I not been on my very strict menu plan, what I would actually add to this is a bed of either brown rice, quinoa, or bulgur. I think that would be a nice addition. Now, if you're into seafood, you can always throw in some shrimp, some salmon, or even some broiled chicken if you're doing meat. So those are just some other alternatives that you can add. But again, I am still on a strict menu plan, so I'm going to keep it kind of simple right here. So now we are ready to eat. Okay? Okay, well, I need to see what I look like. So that concludes our session with Jada, me, and the V2 Fitness Kitchen. Hopefully you have enjoyed this little section and you'll try it for yourself. Please feel free to add any of your healthy recipes. I still have yet to do a recipe using those mung beans, so maybe Ernie will come through for me before I can mess things up there. So again, this is Jada Wilson, Jada Books, signing off, V2 Fitness Kitchen.